And welcome back to DCU Daily. Today I'm with you to talk about 3 more reasons why Blue Beetle will flop. The last video I did about this, well, it got quite a bit of traction, so I know that you guys are either really not rooting for the movie or you're really curious why Blue Beetle will flop. So we talked about 3 reasons last time. I think they were all completely valid, but today I'm going to give you 3 more. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I'm going to try not to get too negative about this. So let's start off with the first reason. The SAG-AFTRA strike, it's on. It's on now. That strike is now the first joint strike with the WGA, so the actors and the writers going on strike for the first time together since 1960. Ronald Reagan was the president of the Screen Actors Guild in 1960. This was pre-merger. SAG and AFTRA were 2 separate organizations. They weren't even, they weren't even one union. It's been basically like 2 lifetimes, like a couple of generations ago. 1960, we hadn't landed on the moon yet. That's a long time. It's been like 63 years. So, and even the actors strike in general, they haven't done that since 1980. That is a long time by itself. And the fact that we now have a SAG-AFTRA and WGA striking at the same time, actors cannot promote the movie. They cannot promote it on social media. They cannot talk about it on any kind of TV appearances. They can't really even make TV appearances as long as you are a AMPTP signatory production, or if you are produce basically like a late night show, which are already down, or if you are SAG contracted and AMPTP signatory producer making something, the SAG actors will not be able to take part in that. They can't do those behind the scene interviews where you see those movie interviews where like, oh, Cinema Blend or IndieWire or The Hollywood Reporter or Variety. They got to sit down with their with the people from the movie and talking to The Rock about Black Adam, for example, and you see like the poster of the movie behind them. All of that stuff is done in a studio by production companies that are hired by the studio's marketing department to help promote the movie. None of that is happening. There's no red carpet. Oppenheimer had his red carpet ongoing. SAG strike happens, the actors left. And now with Barbie and Oppenheimer, those movies are already having done their red carpet premieres, knowing that this strike was coming or most likely was going to happen and is happening. Those movies had enough time to kind of make their marketing campaigns matter and work as well as they could. For movies like Blue Beetle and anything that comes out in the time from here on till the SAG strike ends, there won't be any actor-based promotion. And one of the best ways movies promote themselves, the way studios promote movies, is by the actors talking about it on your late night shows, talking about it on social media, tweeting about it, going on threads, posting on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, going to online news outlets, going to mainstream news outlets like Variety and Hollywood Reporter, doing interviews, doing exclusives. The only way that this movie can now be promoted is through trailers. They already put out what they're calling their final trailer, the second full trailer. So it doesn't look like they can do anything else other than just do those 30-second commercial spots when you're watching TV, and maybe that's probably what we'll have to just deal with the rest of the way. And so the SAG-AFTRA and the WGA strike, the joint strike, the first since 1960, that's going to really hurt the chances of Blue Beetle at the box office being able to make money, because the people who worked on the movie, specifically the actors, cannot talk about it much. It's up to the fans now. Like, the fans have to take on that movement. That's something that Zola Mariduena talked about on social media right before the strike happened. He said, look, I won't be able to promote this movie, but you can, and you should. And so it's up to us now to have that groundswell so that we can support this movie when it comes out in theaters. Go out, watch it, have fun with it, tell other people about it, bring our friends and family to it. And then there's the Comic-Con issue. That's my second reason. That's something we didn't talk about last time, and that's also related to the strike, right? Because Comic-Con is where studios go to promote movies, and now that we don't have Comic-Con happening, or at least the way that you usually would have it. I mean, Comic-Con is happening, so if you're planning on going, go. But know that there won't be any Marvel presentation, there won't be any DC presentation, there won't be any Warner Brothers, there won't be any HBO, there won't be any Disney, Lucasfilm. I think there's a couple of things that are going to be there, like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, the animated movie. But even then, I mean, none of the actors are going to be there to promote the film. You're not going to have, David Cornsweet walking onto the Hall H stage and saying, "Hey, look, I'm excited to be Superman. I can't wait to be the Superman and play Clark Kent, this extremely exciting character." James Gunn already said on Twitter and the threads and, any platform that he is on, he said that he's not going to be, attending this year's Comic-Con. That's a big promotional event. And it happens to fall smack dab in the middle of the release window for Blue Beetle. And so it's a huge loss for the movie that's not going to be able to have a presence and create even more awareness around an event like Comic-Con, that basically every single audience member who goes to Comic-Con, watches the coverage, watches the videos behind the scenes, all of those people were the target audience of Blue Beetle. None of those people are going to get to see any Blue Beetle promotion because there's no Hall H panels happening this year for DC. And that's a big hit. That's a big hit. And again, it's because of the actors strike. They're on strike. They can't do any promotional work. It's not allowed. And if they do, they'll be kicked out of the union. Or if you're an actor who was on this movie and is not a SAG member, you cross that picket line to promote a movie, you're never going to get into SAG in the future. So yeah, look, the strike again, it's kind of like 1A, 1B, if you will. The strike itself is affecting the ability for the studios to promote this movie, and then not being at Comic-Con is going to affect it too. And then my last reason is there's no red carpet premiere. That's again strike based, right? Like I can make this whole video and call it how the strike is gonna make Blue Beetle flop, like how the SAG-AFTRA strike has basically killed Blue Beetle's chances at making a decent amount of money. I mean, look, like ultimately, if the movie's good, it has good word of mouth, will it make money? Sure. I believe so. I believe that. But like, it just won't have that same potential if without the marketing campaign that it would have otherwise had. And a big part of any marketing campaign for any studio movie or any movie in general, if they can afford it on the indie level, great. But certainly for studio movies where they put millions of dollars behind marketing, a red carpet premiere is one of the biggest things they can do. And it's one of those events where even if you don't watch the red carpet itself, I bet you have come across clips all day on Instagram and Twitter and everywhere where you're looking at a clip of a celebrity doing an interview on the red carpet and they answer something, some random question, even if it's not about the movie they're currently promoting at that red carpet event. Those things tend to go viral. That's how we have found out so many pieces of news. That's where so many people like hint at stuff that may be to come, or like Shang-Chi. Oh, maybe Shang-Chi's character's gonna be back in a new movie in 2024. And Simu Liu, I'm pretty sure, did that on the red carpet for Barbie. And like, there's other announcements like that aren't really announcements, but they make the news. They make headlines, and those headlines are promotional material for the movies. If there's a headline about Blue Beetle, then that headline means somebody's going to read that news article, and if they didn't know about Blue Beetle, now they do. Or if they did, now they're even more hyped about it, and they're looking for more content, hopefully, about Blue Beetle. So that's another element that's missing from the marketing strategy here. So really, the SAG strike has kind of killed the marketing push that the guys over at Warner Brothers and these studios needed to help them get this movie, more across the line with the audiences. So now it's really truly up to the movie itself. The story, the characters, the watchability, how fun it is, it really depends on all of those things. And the product itself has to do the talking. There's no marketing here that's going to really truly be able to affect the bottom line of Blue Beetle at the box office the way that a movie like this deserves. And I'm, again, going off just the trailers here, but I really do think this movie looks fantastic. So it does break my heart to be, talking about the fact that this movie, that Blue Beetle, is going to flop. But with the SAG-AFTRA and WGA on strike, there's just not going to be a lot of promotional work that the studios can do that they otherwise would have to make certainly the general audiences aware of this movie, especially those who aren't following the DC and the Marvel and the comic book genre or the big budget mainstream movies. And with no Comic-Con, you're going to be losing a lot of street cred with the people in the target demographics, the people who love their comic books and everything that comes along with superhero mythology and just loving and appreciating the genre. a lot of those people are not going to get the same level of buzz because they're not going to have those in-person experiences to call back on and then bring their friends with them because they're so excited they can't wait to watch the movie and then watch it with their friends and their family. And with no red carpet premiere, you're not going to have the social media presence either that I talked about. You're not going to see those viral clips of people on the red carpet. You're not even going to see like James Gunn dropping some nuggets of information on the red carpet when he's being interviewed about this movie. And so, you know, there's a lot of things that we're going to miss here. And unfortunately, all of those things are going to lead to the Blue Beetle just probably, I mean, look, is it going to flop? It could still very well make $1 billion for all we know. It could. It's not been possible, but I just think that the odds are stacked against it, and at this point, it's going to be very difficult. So let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that there's still a chance that Blue Beetle will be a hit? It can still be that blockbuster that Warner Brothers and DC Studios, you know, desperately want it to be. And I'm sure a lot of us fans, these DC fans, I certainly want it to be. But if you think that it's going to flop, then tell me in the comments below, like, why? Why is it going to flop? What do you think the reasons that I provided are valid ones? Or do you have other reasons? Do you think it's going to be a hit? And if so, then why? Is it just because the movie is going to be that damn good and you know the Latino community is going to come out to support it? I mean, there's so many reasons why this movie can still be very, very successful. I just hope that that people are going to give it a shot. So I'm gonna end that on a positive note here. I hope that Blue Beetle is a success and is a hit. The odds are stacked against it though. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Like and subscribe if you like my take on the subject, and keep coming back. DCU Daily. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. New pieces of news, talking about movies in the DCU, talking about all the news, anything that James Gunn says. That's, you know, some new tidbit of information. And we're gonna keep following the DCU world and all the new projects that are coming up. Movies, TV shows, even video games. Let's see what the video games are gonna be like in the DCU. So I'm excited to be here. I'm Dan, and I'll see you in the next episode of DCU Daily.